What if the secret to becoming the greatest figure skater alive wasn't talent? What if it wasn't even hard work? What if the one thing that separates Ilia Malinin from every other athlete on the planet is something so counterintuitive, so completely backwards from everything we've been told, that hearing it might actually change the way you live your life? Hold that thought, because we're going to come back to it, and when we do, nothing will look the same. The year is 2022. A 19-year-old kid from Virginia steps onto the ice at a competition in Lake Placid, New York. The arena is cold, the crowd is quiet, and then, in front of judges, cameras, and a world that had never seen anything like it, Ilia Malinin launches himself into the air and lands a quadruple Axel, the hardest jump in figure skating history. A jump so technically impossible that most experts said it simply could not be done by a human being. He didn't just land it, he made it look easy. But here's what nobody told you about that moment. Here's what the highlight reels left out. In the months before that historic jump, Ilia Malinin fell, over and over again. Not metaphorically, literally, physically crashed onto the ice hundreds of times. His knees bruised, his confidence shaken, and there was one specific night, one moment where he sat on that cold ice floor and genuinely asked himself if any of this was worth it. What happened next is the part that will stay with you. Ilia didn't call his coach. He didn't watch motivational videos. He didn't read a self-help book. What he did was something that flies in the face of every success principle you've ever heard, and it became the foundation of the most decorated short program in Olympic history. He stopped trying to win, and that's when everything changed. Now, before you click away, because I know what you're thinking, hear me out, because this isn't a story about giving up. This is a story about what elite performance psychology is finally starting to prove, that the obsession with outcome is often the single biggest obstacle standing between you and your greatest achievement. Top financial strategists, elite military units, and now Olympic champions are all arriving at the same conclusion. The people who win the most are the people who care the least about winning in the moment of performance. Ilia Malinin calls it the quiet mind, and in a world drowning in hustle culture, productivity hawks, and grind or die mentality, his message hits like a quadruple Axel to the chest. Growing up, Ilia was the son of two professional figure skaters, both champions themselves. You might assume that made things easier. You'd be wrong. That pressure, the invisible weight of a legacy, the unspoken expectation of greatness created a psychological cage that most young athletes never escape. Every fall on the ice wasn't just a fall, it was a reminder. Every stumble felt like a betrayal of a bloodline. And coaches noticed it. There was a rigidity in his skating, a tension in his shoulders, a flicker of something behind his eyes before the big jumps. Not fear exactly, but something fear adjacent. The technical skill was extraordinary, but something was blocking the transcendence. Then came the adversity that nobody talks about. An injury, a period of forced rest, the kind of pause that breaks lesser athletes permanently. But for Ilia, that silence, that enforced stillness, became the greatest coach he ever had. He began studying the psychology of high performance, not the Instagram version, the real science. He discovered research from Stanford and MIT, studies showing that elite performers across sports, finance, and surgery all shared one trait: the ability to detach emotional identity from immediate results. The top financial strategists in New York City, the Navy SEALs operating in the field, the surgeons making split-second decisions in the OR, all of them had learned the same quiet skill: perform without attachment, execute without ego. For Ilia, translating that onto the ice meant something radical. It meant skating not to prove something, but to express something. The difference sounds small, the results were seismic. When he stepped onto the ice at the 2024 World Championships, something was visibly different. The tension was gone, the shoulders were soft, the eyes were calm, and when he landed that quadruple Axel, clean, powerful, almost gentle, the arena didn't just applaud, it erupted, because they weren't watching someone fight for greatness, they were watching someone simply be great. Now here's the part that matters most to you, sitting wherever you are right now, facing whatever version of adversity your life has handed you. Ilia's advice isn't about skating, it never was. It's about the story you tell yourself in the moment of pressure. It's about understanding that the fall is not the failure. The fall is the data. Every time you hit the ice, every time life throws you to the ground, that is not the universe telling you to stop. That is the universe giving you information. The only real failure is the interpretation, the story you construct around the crash. He said something in a recent interview that I genuinely could not stop thinking about. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, "The jump doesn't care how scared you are. The ice doesn't care about your feelings. Your only job is to show up present, prepared, and free." Present, prepared, and free. Think about what that means in your own life, in your career, in your relationships. In every moment where you've stood at the edge of something terrifying and talked yourself out of it. What if the preparation you've already done is enough? What if the only thing left is to let go of the outcome and simply perform? There's a concept in elite sports psychology called the peak performance window. It's the narrow mental state where skill and freedom intersect, where the conscious mind steps back and the trained body takes over. Every elite athlete has experienced it. Most can't explain it. Ilia Malinin can. And what he describes sounds less like athletic advice and more like a philosophy for living. He talks about building what he calls a reset ritual, a 30-second mental process he runs before every major performance. It involves 3 things: a physical anchor, a visual cue, and a single word. Just one word. That word is different for everyone, he says. For him, it's a word that means nothing to anyone else in the world. It's a private signal between him and his own nervous system, a password that unlocks the quiet mind. And here's the final twist, the thing that closes this story in a way I think you need to hear. At the 2026 Winter Olympics, as Ilia Malinin prepared to take the ice for what many are already calling the defining performance of his generation, a reporter asked him backstage, "Are you nervous?" He smiled, a quiet, almost unreasonably calm smile, and he said, "No, I've already won. Everything after this is just the landing." The crowd didn't know that yet. The judges didn't, but he did. That's the secret. That's the advice. Win it in your mind before your body ever moves. Define success before the performance begins, and then let go, completely, fearlessly, and with everything you have. Because the quadruple axle of your life is waiting, and you've already done the work. The only question left is, are you ready to let go and jump? If this story moved you, hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps more people find this video. Subscribe if you want more content like this, and drop a comment below. What's the one thing in your life you've been too afraid to jump at? I read every single one.